Hello, my name is Dennis Kirban from KirbanPerformance.com. That's our website address. This segment, I want to talk to you about some of the braces that we've been marketing for 20-some years. That is basically a necessity on your turbo Buick. It's one of the first things you should do to your car unless it's already been done by a previous owner. What's nice about this kit that here we're going to discuss today is you don't have to drill any holes in your car. Anybody with hardly any skill, including myself, can put this on, even just laying on the ground under the front of your car. This big connecting brace, as we call it, is a really nice piece. It was actually designed by my son, Kirban. There's an earlier version of this that looks similar to this, except we used square tubing, and my son used to make it. But we started selling so many of them, we eventually had it made by a company that had the proper equipment where they could just bend a piece of metal tubing and then put these ears on it. And the holes are elongated, and this bolts right to your frame on each side in line with your core support. You'll see bolt holes there. Another key thing, what's nice about this, is if this doesn't fit perfectly to the holes that are already in the bottom of your frame, that kind of means that the front end of your car has been whacked at one time in an accident and it's still twisted. But this will bolt right up to your car. In conjunction with that, for the same amount of years that form a triangle, is these front frame braces. Now this was actually a GM part on certain year Monte Carlos. Now I don't know why they put them on Monte Carlos and not Buicks, because the Monte Carlos, as you know, lack the low end torque that the Buicks do. But unfortunately Buicks did their homework with the power plant, but as far as stiffening up the suspension to handle it, they just didn't do much in that area at all. But what's nice about these is now they're no longer available from GM. We actually had these made, so these are an exact reproduction of the factory GM ones. And what happens is this bolts to that same hole, and the other hole, you'll see a small tab under your oil pan that has two little holes in it. Now the key thing there is we supply, both our braces come with all the proper hardware and directions, but it takes a self-tapping bolt. If you don't have this bolt, you'll never get this thing bolted up underneath your oil pan. The part number for the connecting brace, which is this big long one, is 6756. And the part number for these connecting braces that go to that is part number 6564. And like I said, this is one of the first things you should do to your car. As a matter of fact, on the 300 plus cars that we sold over the years, we put these braces on every one of them. It just improved the ride and helped stabilize the whole car. It's one of those things that I did to every single car. So I was pretty good at it, having done over 300 of them, plus my own cars. But like I said, you can do it laying on the ground. You don't need any special tools, and it comes with all the correct hardware. And you can see how thick this is and the advantage of it. It's similar to what you see on the later W-body cars where they tie the struts together under the hood. You're doing it underneath the car because you have a rear-wheel drive car. And that concludes this segment. Again, it's KirbanPerformance.com.